EAGLES, Eagles.
Good morning, JAKIB Nation. Welcome in, everybody, to a Tuesday edition of a Football 24/7 here in the morning as we kick off and prepare for day number 5 of training camp for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a sizzling morning, a sizzling Tuesday morning here in the city of brotherly love. The Eagles moved up their practice today, guys. They are on the field at 9 today instead of 10 a.m. Vic Fangio is set to speak in about 7 minutes, so we'll follow that along. I'll pull up my Twitter, and we can follow along as the reporters kind of tweet off what's happening with Vic Fangio and as the players take the field today. So a lot of good things happening in training camp so far. It's good to see all the great people of JAKIB Nation in here this morning. What's up, Jimbo? What's up, Pin? Jason A-Team's in here. My guy Twiz the Jigga. Joe Dunn is here. What up, Joe? Saw your pictures from yesterday, brother. Crowley, what's up, Crowley? Kimberly Sirico, good to see you, Kimberly. Callie, baby's in here. Chip Season, Eduardo. Appreciate everybody for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys, as you check in today. Drop your comments down below in the live chat. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already. And we appreciate all of you guys for being here. The energy is buzzing, guys, through camp. At least from my perspective, it is. I think there's been a lot of good storylines, a lot of good questions on the defensive side of the ball. Nothing to sound the alarm on yet, but I do think there's a couple things to watch closely, that is, and that would be those cornerback and safety spots. I was thinking about it last night after we talked about it on Birds 365 and even on the National Football Show with Dan Sileo. I think maybe even I overreacted, but it's too early. Like, I don't want to count out Keylee Ringo just yet. I want to see how he develops. I don't think it's the start to camp that we hoped from everybody, but for the most part, there's been a lot of good mixed in with that as well. You got Jordan Davis, you got Moro Ojomo, you got Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith is looking pretty good. So there's a lot of good things at camp right now. Reed Blankenship is still steady. Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell look like they're not going to miss a beat here in year number 2 for them. So a lot of good. And then just some questions right now that still exist on that defense with mainly corner, mainly safety. Is it going to be Makuba? Is it going to be Sidney Brown? Is it going to be Keylee Ringo? Is it going to be Adoree Jackson? And then will Howie look to add to the room or any of those rooms, depending on how camp progresses? So a lot of good storylines, a lot of good things to talk about here on Football 24/7 across the JAKIB Sports YouTube channel. It is good to see everybody. We're going to have Vic coming up soon. So I'm going to pull up my Twitter, and I'll follow along and see what Vic is up to. They're already out. Some of the players are already out on the field as Vic is set to speak. John put up a video this morning of Nico Dean out there pulling the sled, working hard this morning. So he's already looking better. I mean, John put up a video. Let me just pull the video up on the screen real quick. Look, I know this guy had a bad injury, but I'm not really sure that this guy's going to be out that long. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and I'll never profess to be one. And I'm just a guy that talks sports for a living. But I don't know. I mean, you tell me. You watch this video, and you tell me what you think. I don't know. He's moving pretty good there, pulling. I know he's not pulling much weight, and I know it's just a jog and everything. But I don't know. Nico Dean with that injury that he had. You would expect him to look a little different than that, I would say. And I'm pretty optimistic. I think he could be back sooner. I don't know about week 1, Daz. I think that's probably a little bit of a reach. But I don't know. We'll see, Daz. I'm not saying you're completely wrong. I'm just speculating based on what I've heard and what I'm seeing. He's still not practicing with the team, so he's obviously not good enough to be cleared to practice. But that's a good point, Daz. He does have a lot of heart, but we will see how the body heals up. So good sign on Nico Dean. Good to see him out there early right now. We are going to get to Vic Fangio is going to speak in a little bit. So I obviously can't listen to both of them. I'm talking on the air, but I will be able to give you guys some updates as they tweet them out from Vic Fangio. Prince says, "Where's my coffee?" Prince, I got my Dunkin'. The JAKIB has an exciting meeting today, guys, about a sponsorship with Skinny Joey Merlino's cheesesteak place. So that'd be pretty cool if we were able to get that. We'll see if they're interested or not. But that was interesting. I wanted to let you guys know that. I love cheesesteaks. So you get me a cheesesteak sponsor, I'll be eating cheesesteaks on the freaking air, baby. So that would be pretty cool. But good to see what's going on. On the Ringo discussion, I mentioned that maybe I overreacted. I don't know if it was an overreaction and more so just I think I have a feeling of this team is so ready to go back and compete for another Super Bowl. And I know repeating is a very uphill battle. I'm not discounting all of the statistics that say, that it's not a tough feat. It's obviously a tough feat. But when you come into the year and you're talked about already as one of the best teams in football, coming off a Super Bowl with the losses that we had, looking at what other things, things that the other teams in the league have done, I feel pretty good. And I think most of my concern comes from, I don't want to miss this opportunity. I don't want the Eagles to feel so confident in one of their draft picks that they miss out on the opportunity to add a veteran player, make their defense better, and improve their chances at going back and repeating the Super Bowl. So I think more of my thought process on it comes from that than I dislike Ringo or Makuba. It's more that you have this opportunity. Don't let it slip through your fingers because you want to be right on your draft picks. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily have evidence to say that they're going to do that, but that's the one thing I am watching for. It's those two guys. I don't know what you guys think so far of the Ringo discussion, of the Makuba discussion. Obviously not ideal that Makuba's already injured. I know people are going to say, oh, it doesn't really matter and it's early and all these different things. But, that's a guy that plays the game in a physical way at the safety position. That's a guy that is going to be asked to be relied on in this defense because of what position he plays in and how Vic utilizes his safeties. And if his body is not built to handle the rigors of the NFL, you got to wonder. You got to wonder how long he will last. So that's my question on Makuba. Going back to draft night even, I brought up the Makuba size. A lot of you guys had an issue with me bringing it up. Daz, I know you're a Makuba guy. That's fine. I like him too. A lot of you guys got upset with me on draft night. Oh, Zander, let him develop. He's going to be a great player. He was great at tech. Okay, that's fine. Playing in the NFL is a different beast. Playing in the NFL is a different beast. Anybody see that picture floating around of Derrick Henry? I mean, now I'm not saying Makuba's going to be going up against Derrick Henry every time, but you're going to go up against some big dudes in the NFL. So you got to make sure that you're built and ready to handle that type of physicality. And I'm not necessarily sure that Makuba is. Daz says, love Makuba. He's a rookie. I don't expect all pro. No, me neither, Daz. And I think it's more so just a this year thing. Like long-term, Daz, I feel pretty good about Makuba. But because of where we are, because of what the defense right now is calling on him to be, I'm analyzing it in a one-year perspective, Daz. I think his career is going to be good. I agree with you. What's he going to be this year? That's my question on Makuba. I'm not ready to make a proclamation about what he's going to be as a player in the macro and at large. I think he has a chance to be a really good player, probably will put on some weight over the years, probably will grow into his pro style body. But right now we need a safety. Like we need a safety right the fuck now. Like right now, guys, whether that's Sidney Brown, Makuba, Justin Simmons, or somebody else, we need a damn safety, and can Makuba be that guy? I think there's some optimism there, but there's also some questions there, and we'll see how that continues to develop. As far as the cornerback spot with Keylee Ringo, there's a lot of, he's year 3, and John and Jeff both pointed out last night where he's 23 years old. He's younger than Quinyon. He's younger than Ty Robinson. He's younger than a lot of the youngsters on the football team going into year 3, and I don't really think that matters. Like I know it's too early to write him off as well because of his age. But at the same time, time waits for no one, and his contract is his contract. He's got 2 years left. He's got this year and next year. He's got no 5th-year option. He's got 4-year player. He was drafted in the 4th round a couple years ago. So if he doesn't play this year, or he doesn't become a starter this year, and you get him out on the football, and you can't get him out in the football field this year, what does that look like for him next year? Is he in a position to get another contract extension? Does he become a lame duck player next year who's going to hit free agency? Like, there's a lot of moving parts there. I think you got to get out in the field if you're Keylee Ringo, regardless of what your age is. And I can't say I'm overly confident about that, but I will say I don't want to overreact. I'm not ready to write him off yet. All right, I'm not ready to write him off yet. Let me go see if Vic Fangio has started speaking. Yep, there's Vic. He has started speaking. So Vic Fangio brought up a Dick Allen jersey to the press conference. Allen was Fangio's favorite player growing up. How about that? That's interesting. Cilio talked about Dick Allen yesterday with Howard Eskin. That was pretty cool. But Vic held up the Dick Allen jersey. That was pretty good. And he also just spoke about Adoree Jackson. All right, Vic said Adoree Jackson had a very good day on Monday. Veteran cornerback appears to be rising in his battle with Keylee Ringo, writes Brandon Lee Gouton. So we will see. I think Adoree Jackson is going to win that job. I know I just spoke about Ringo. I'm not ready to write him off yet, but I have a feeling that Adoree Jackson could win that job. So we'll see. The pads will be on for practice today, guys. So that's great news. It's always good to get the pads on, man. I mean, it was fun for them to report to training camp, and then the next step is getting the pads on, getting closer to that season. I think we have the joint practice coming up is, I want to say it's August 12th. I don't know if anybody knows the exact date of that practice with the Cleveland Browns. You can put it in the chat, and I will clarify. And then I think next Thursday, so 9 days from now, is the very first Eagles preseason game. So we are cruising right along here. Here's Ed Kratz puts up, Vic Fangio said he sees Sidney Brown getting better and better, or getting better, and Jahad Campbell making small strides every day. If he keeps making those strides, he thinks he will be what he wants him to be. So Vic, a little bit optimistic about Jahad Campbell. That's good. Vic also commenting on McWilliams. How about that? A little football savvy to him, Vic says, of McWilliams. So we'll see. I'm actually excited about that player. He's showing a little bit here. Let's get to some of our super chats. I forgot about you guys. Sorry about that. Appreciate you, Pin. What up, Pin? He says, I'm hearing Quinyon shut AJ down in practice. Quinyon, all good reports on him, man. He is really, I think he could really be a special player. I mean, he already has been to this point, but, obviously good signs coming out of training camp from him, and now they're going to travel him, Pin. All good signs on Quinyon so far. Donald Knight checks in. What's up, Donald? Word is Moro Ojomo is wreaking havoc in training camp. Do you think he has a chance to be as good or better than Milton Williams? In my opinion, he'll be better. Well, Donald, I'm not sure if you catch all of our shows, but me and John had a little bit of a debate about this last week, where I'm like, I'm pretty confident in Moro Ojomo. I don't think Milton Williams is this, irreplaceable guy that we had on our defense where, holy shit, what will we do without Milton Williams? I respect him. I like him. He was a great player here. He was a huge contributor to our Super Bowl team. Do I look at the 2025 Eagles and say, what will we do without Milton Williams? No, I don't at all. And Moro Ojomo has already showed in a smaller sample size that he can play in the NFL. He's already putting on great strength. He's got a great football IQ. He's a very smart player. So we'll see. I'm pretty optimistic on him. I don't want to say he'll be better than Milton Williams just yet. And the caution on the training camp havoc that he's wreaked is that there's been no pads to this point. So a player like that will thrive in those spots, as John has pointed out many times. But overall, very optimistic in Moro Ojomo, my friend. Appreciate the super chat, Donald. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Kimberly checking in. What's up, Kimberly? Thank you for being here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you. Kimberly says, Dad to Sills, move Ringo around. Can see him at safety. Dad to Sills. What the heck does that mean? Dad to Sills. Kimberly, what the heck does that mean? Move Ringo around. I can see him at safety. Yeah, no sign of them doing that yet, but I could see him there too. So we will see. Eduardo, I'm with you on this, bro. I'm with you on this. This is kind of the mentality the team will have to take, and they always will take that. But it's one thing to say that, Eduardo, with a bunch of stiffs that are the next men up. I don't think we have all stiffs that are next men up. I feel pretty good about the guys. Look, this is the NFL, dude. You got to have talent to win. You got to have talent to win, and I think the Eagles have a lot of talent on the team. I think the Eagles have a lot of talent, a lot more talent than James Jones' sorry Commanders. All right. A lot more talent than them boys. So we will see. We will see. Oh, you said to Sills. Okay. All right. I didn't know if you were Sills' dad for a second, Kimberly. I didn't know if you came right off the boat from Thailand or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe a lady boy or something, Kimberly. I don't want to disrespect you, but I didn't know what the hell you were saying. I didn't know what the hell you were saying, Kimberly. Guys, Andrew Makuba will miss practice again today. So no Andrew Makuba today. No Andrew Makuba today at practice for the second day in a row. Make of that what you will. I'm not really sure. All right. Careful, Xander. Jammers is about to email you a complaint. I haven't heard from Jammers. Went quiet this summer. You know, we won the Super Bowl, and he's like, I'm going to back out of JAKIB. I'm going to get rid of all my affiliation. I'm not going to be in the chat anymore. Jammers kind of pulled back. So I'll say I'll bring him back. Come on back, Jammers. Come on back. In fact, Jammers, I'm waiting for you to pull out the Eagles jersey because I think that you're an Eagles fan at heart. I really do. I think you're an Eagles fan at heart. Sig Lord, look at Sig Lord making a proclamation. Yo, Sig Lord, pipe down, big guy. He says bro gets dinged up and y'all ready to throw him in the trash. Nobody's ready to throw him in the trash, Sig Lord. Get your panties out of your ass. You got your panties in a bunch already. We're analyzing. Sig Lord, we're trying to win a fucking Super Bowl again. You're trying to be right about a draft pick. I don't give a shit. If he can't play this year, then move on and get somebody who can. Come on, Sig Lord. That shitty-ass mentality. That's how dudes fall asleep at the wheel and don't go back and repeat as champions. If he can't play or he's not capable of handling the rigors of the NFL, then fucking go and sign somebody. Or let Sidney Brown play. Fucking Sig Lord out here crying. Oh, my God. How dare you not give Makuba all love this morning? Dude, the guy's undersized and he's hurt 3 days into camp. What do you want from me? That's the truth. Do I think he's going to have a shitty career? No. Can he play this year? Maybe not. I mean, good night, Sig Lord. Prince checking in. What up, Prince? J-Mac mentioned that Cam stated their defense is solid, unlike the offense. Vic remarked that they have a plan for him. Yeah, I agree. We'll see. We'll see. Good pressure by Fangio. I didn't hear all of it, but I'm reading a little bit of the updates. Let me see if I get any more here. Not a lot of tweets coming up on the Fangio thing. I'm not really sure why. What's going on there? Let me see if I can pull it up. But, yeah, Makuba out again. No other tweets. Vic talked about Mac McWilliams a little bit, which was good. Talked about Sidney Brown, Jahad Campbell. I didn't hear the full presser flexing, but I will go back and listen to it once we are off the air. So, what was the Cam comment? What was the Cam comment, Crawley? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Vic shut the Cam comment down. Feels bad. Feels bad, man. Look at this nerd. See, Sig Lord, you don't know shit about me, Sig. I'm the opposite of that. I'm talking about a football team that's trying to go and win a Super Bowl, not a kid riding a bike. Now, you might think those are the same things in that Nimrod brain of yours, but they're not the fucking same, Sig. And your analogy is so off base anyway. Doesn't even work. Sig Lord, Sig Lord, you might want to go and take a nap. You didn't get enough rest last night, Sig. You didn't get enough rest last night. We're trying to repeat as champions, and this guy's trying to prove himself right on a damn second-round draft pick. Can the guy play this year or not? Good night. Man, you people are sensitive. You people are sensitive. It's like one comment that's not, oh, my God, Makuba's going to the Hall of Fame. And Sig's got his panties in a bind. Guys, 3 practices deep, Sig. 3 practices. Can he play a full NFL season? Is that seriously not even a question that comes in your mind? 3 practices and the guy got hurt in no pads? And you want him to play 20 NFL games this year? Being a physical safety? Okay. And Jay, look at it. Look at this guy. Jason, yeah, I'm going off early today. Jason A-Team says, you're more animated than any of us. Well, you're typing a fucking comment, Jason. So you let me know how you can make your comments more animated than the guy on screen. Not your finest moment there, A-Team. Maybe you need some more rest this morning, too. Holy shit. The great people of JAKIB Nation this morning are not showing out. No eggs for me this morning, Swagger. Good night. Sig says, Z just mad he gave Makuba praise the day before he got hurt. Come on, man. I'm trying to like the guy. You got him on the Hall of Fame. You got him going to the Hall on 3 days into camp. The guy can't even stay on the field for training camp. No concern. Oh, we're going to repeat. We don't need a safety. No, we got Makuba. Let's see, okay? Let's see a little bit. Here's Fredo checking in. In Makuba's defense, he dove trying to break up a pass without pads. Only reason he got hurt with pads on, it's a different story. All right, Fredo. Guy's getting hurt diving on a bunch of grass, and you think he's going to be able to make tackles on NFL guys consistently for 20 weeks? I don't know. I'm not sold just yet. In fact, Brian Pumper might be the Nostradamus of the day who's been calling for Sidney Brown all summer. Now, Sidney Brown might play a little bit undisciplined. He might not fit Vic Fangio's scheme. But I'll tell you one thing. He's not a 180-pound shrimp. All right? I'm trying to win answer me this. Are you guys trying to repeat as Super Bowl champions, or are you trying to be right about your thoughts on a second-round draft pick? Or are you trying to win the fucking Super Bowl again? Don't fall asleep. Don't rest on your laurels, Sig Lord. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you. You normally strive for greatness. Good night. You guys got me all fired up early today. Zach Bond, no practice today. Probably just some rest for our guy. Zach Bond's going to get a lot of reps. All right. The shoulder injury, I'm seeing that all over the timeline. All right. Cam Jurgens said Vic Fangio had the full defense installed. Vic fired back at that, paraphrasing. We got something for him today. Oh, all right. That's the Cam comment. All right. That's it. That's the Cam comment. I see what you're talking about. Quinyon and Cooper are out in the field working a little bit together. Love to see that. Those two guys, man. Holy shit, did we hit the jet. Speaking of draft picks, that panned out. Wow. Wow. Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell just feel like they are just absolute slam dunk home runs. Guys who are going to be in Philly for a long time. It wouldn't surprise me if both of those guys are in Philly. Now, obviously, a lot can change in somebody's career, but feels like they're going to be in Philly for a long time. It feels like they're going to be in Philadelphia for a long time, and I'm happy about that. I am happy about that. All right. Sig says, Sidney Brown's a certified special teams player for life. He's a lifetime member. Okay, Sig, based on that logic, what does that make Andrew Makuba? A certified injured player for life? A certified injured reserve guy for life? And the guy handled 3 practices without some pads on, Sig, and he's off the field. By the way, he's a rookie, so training camp's valuable. It's one thing for Jalen Carter to miss training camp. Nobody got questions on Jalen Carter. It's a whole nother beast for Andrew Makuba to miss training camp. Because as Fredo mentions, he dove for a ball on the grass. We will see. This is hilarious. Brandon Lee Gowton tweets, perplexing, :colon. One fan attending Eagles training camp practice is wearing a Whit Merrifield jersey. Why? Who the hell's wearing a Whit Merrifield jersey? Jersey, I should say. That's funny. That is hilarious. There we go. You got Dallas Goedert walking out. I don't even know who that is. That's Mac McWilliams right there. There's Landon Dickerson, Ben Van Sumeren, Jordan Davis. There's who's 39? Is that the running back that they brought in? Yeah, Pumper. I showed off Nakobe running. Look, Sig, you got a shovel right now that is so big. You are, every comment you make, you dig yourself a deeper hole. This guy says, Matt Stafford is missing for back soreness. Oh my God, he's done. No. Yeah. Future Hall of Fame Matt Stafford, who has how many passing yards in his career and has played for how many seasons, is the same as Andrew fucking Makuba. Sig Lord, take the shovel and throw it out the window. Are you kidding me? Are you trolling? You must be trolling. You must be trolling. AJ says Shipley is 39. Now, I don't know. Let me just pull this up. I know Shipley is 39, but I think that's a black dude. I don't think that's Will Shipley. I don't think that's Will Shipley right there, my man. I don't think that's Will Shipley. All right. But hey, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm not sure, man. Shipley's 28. Did he change his number, or was he always 28? Was he always 28? Is BVS going to be a fullback? I don't know. Check out this photo. There he is. There's BVS. Landon Dickerson, Jordan Davis in the back there. There's Dallas Goedert. I don't know who that dude is on the right. That's probably one of the backup tight ends that Johnny Mac says is about to get cut. Who's that? Who's number 50? I think that's McWilliams, right? 31. I don't even know all these dudes yet, man. There's some random names, right? Some random faces out there, man, right now. Got to learn all the players still. There you go. We will now, this guy from now on will be Will Shipley. This guy will be Will Shipley from now on. That is hilarious. All right. That is hilarious. Yeah, no, this is the comment. B Bumper says, number 39 would score on that run. That's hilarious. Rando Camp Dude, number 5. Yeah, there's a lot of those guys. A lot of those guys. Madden 25 deleted Shipley from the roster. Did they? I don't know why. B Pump says Makuba going to be good, Z, but he a slot. B Pump, I see him way more of as a slot too, just from a aesthetic standpoint. But who knows what he can do? We'll see. You know, if Sig Lord had his way, you know, he's got Makuba being a first team All Pro this year, and the thought of not having him out there is just insane. It's just insane. I mean, come on, man. Flaxen says, that's some tan. Yeah, right. Here's Jay Hurts. Who wants to see Jay Hurts taking the field? There he is. There he is. Yo, he's got the coolest cleats. I swear, bro. He always has these dope cleats on. Jordan obviously hooked him up. Here's Berman. Tweets out a picture of practice. There you go. Here's Cliff Notes from Jeff McClain. I got to love it. Jeff McClain, thank you, brother. Let's go through these. He says, Cliff Notes from the Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio's presser on cornerback Adoree Jackson. It's time to show who he is or isn't. Ooh, good comment. On Makuba missing time. There's no replacing physical reps. Yo, Sig! You hear that, Sig? Don't listen to me. Listen to Vic Fangio. There's no replacing physical reps, especially for a damn rookie. Especially for a rookie. On safety, Sidney Brown. I see him getting better. That's a good sign. That's a good sign right there. On linebacker, Jahad Campbell. He's taking small steps. On defensive tackle, Jordan Davis, weight loss, helping him get lower in his rushes. There are times he needs to get 6'2" and bend his knees. Yeah, he's a big dude. On reserve edge rusher competition, no one's really surfaced, good or bad. Oof, not ideal there. On the value of the one-on-one drills, me personally, I don't look at them a lot. And on Keylee Ringo, he's doing fine. Classic Vic Fangio right there. Classic Vic Fangio right there. This is the Whit Merrifield tweet. That was a hilarious tweet by Brandon Lee Gouton. Anybody else tweeting out something? There you go. There's Ben. There's Ben. Let's go. Oh, there's Zach coming out, not practicing. There's Ben, Landon, Jordan Davis coming out. How do you get these fan passes, by the way? I don't know who that guy is. There's Zach Bond. Who's number 80? Anybody want to let me know who number 80 is? I didn't see that guy. There you go. Good video. There you go. Thank you, McManus. Who is number 80? All right. Who is number 80? Vic calling out Adoree. That's because I think Vic is trying to get the most out of Adoree, Pump. I think he's trying to get the most out of Adoree. Oh, is that who that is? Season ticket holders? Oh, is that Marshall? Okay. 80s Marshall. If you work for the team, they give some out. Nice. Where's Tanner? No sight yet of Tanner McKee. No sight yet of Tanner McKee. Where's Johnny Mack? Johnny Mack will not be pictured. All right. All right. No Johnny Mack is pictured. So we will see what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do today on the practice field. I think overall it's been a positive start to camp. I know I was a little hard on maybe Makuba early in the show. I think that was more to do with some of the Nimrod comments I read in the chat from the great people of JAKIB Nation who, despite how stupid some of the comments can be, I still love you. All right. But overall, I think I'm still pretty confident in what's going on at training camp right now. Vic already spoke. Yeah, B. Preston just woke up. He's like, ooh. Vic already spoke. He already spoke. So it's done and dusted, man. Done and dusted. Tanner McRocket. Now, that is a pause. I would call that a pause, no diddy. Marshall got 46. Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, flying mine. I agree with you on that. That needs to change. That is no good. Texas T says they invite people too. Simone with the sports posted she got invited last night. Oh, that's dope. Congrats to her. That's awesome. That is great that she got invited. I actually like her work, Texas T. She does a pretty good job. She I find her entertaining too. I think she's pretty funny. Actually. Danny Gray is 80. All right, Flem. Look at this guy. Fleming's got the roster held up. He's like, according to my roster here, Danny Gray wears number 80. All right. All right, B. Fleming. All right, B. Fleming. Jalen Hurts, first NFL player sponsored by Sprite. Yo, he took the bag, Callie. I was hoping that he would promote something that was a little healthier, because he went down. Remember when he brought up like the lemon stuff he was drinking, the lemon perfect or whatever the heck it's called? He got rid of the sugary drinks. Well, Jay Hurts, I'm like you. I get rid of the sugary drinks. No sugary drinks for me. All right. No sugary drinks for me. So I was hoping he would go off the soda route, but yeah, that's all right. Take the money. It's all good. Sprite, that shit is Slagger, man. I've never been a Sprite guy either, bro. Sprite. It's like, what the fuck? Sprite? Nasty. Prince says Zander is in asshole mode. That's all right, Prince. Sometimes you got to be, dude. Sometimes you got to keep people on their toes and be an asshole. You got to keep people on their toes. All right. Fleming says, I'm effing dialed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir. Hey, Bob Lang, I know you're watching. Get some of us chatters into camp. Yeah, we'll see. It's good to be an asshole. Flex, I can be a kind person. I'm not a very nice guy. I think being nice is overrated. I think you got to be kind to people. You got to treat people well. You got to try and try and do things for others in this life. But to be a nice guy just means to get fucking walked on. You know, like dirt on the bottom of the shoe, you get wiped with it. Now, we don't want that. All right? We don't want that. Being nice is a little overrated, everybody. Be kind. Be good to people, you know? But you don't want to get walked on. You don't want to get taken advantage of in life. All right? That tends to happen to the nice folks. Nice guys finish last. That's a saying for a reason. Anybody do a wellness check on Leon? Yo, Jimbo, leave my boy Leon out of it. All right? Although Leon might fall into the nice guy category. Leon, I love you if you're listening. I'm sorry, dude. I'm just messing. I can't tell. Look at this nerd. Look, this guy used to DM me on Instagram. All right. He wanted to talk to me because he thought he could help me so much. He's like this mental health guru dude. And now I didn't answer him. And this is how he comes back and responds. Mike Rosenfeld, shut the fuck up and stop stealing people's creativity. Okay, Mike. Yo, Mike, take a fucking lap, you stiff. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody knows who you are. And nobody's here to watch you or listen to you, big guy. Yo, Mike, go hit my DM up again, you loser. Gotta love it. See, this is why you can't be a nice guy. See that? Vincent says, any draft pick you're worried about early? Yes, Andrew Makuba. You gotta be kidding me, man. We just went through this, Vincent. Andrew Makuba. Already hurt 3 days in? You gotta be kidding me. So we'll see. We'll see what he can do. I'm still optimistic that he can be a good player. I'm just more concerned on 1 year. 1 year, right? Like, what can he be this year for this team? What can he be this year for this team? And that's my question, because I want to go and win a Super Bowl again. I'm not really concerned about 3 years down the line where I think that Andrew Makuba can be a great player. But I want to know about right now. And I feel like this team has a rare opportunity to go back and win a Super Bowl, you know, and you don't want to waste that opportunity by, you know, putting too much stock in a rookie. So we'll see. Oh, look, the classic internet warrior. Come meet me at the gym so I can beat you up. Okay. What are you, a fucking 8-year-old dude? Aren't you a grown-ass man? Wait a second. Let me see if I can find this scrub's Instagram account. This grown-ass man talks like he's a fucking child. Where is this scrub? I can't even find this scrub's Instagram. He looks goofy as hell, too. Oh, Mike. Are you mad I didn't respond to you? Oh, I didn't want to talk to you on the phone, Mike, because you could give me all the self-help that I needed and everything, and why I'm so wrong about my Eagles takes. Oh, Mike. At the Frazier gym. Let me make sure. Wait, let me jump in the car and come down so I can meet Mike J. Rosenfeld. Yeah, that sounds like a good use of my time. Fucking Mike. This dude is a fucking scrub. Wow, Mike, you really exposed yourself, my guy. You really exposed yourself, dude. In my DMs, crying for months. And then he comes in, oh my God, you're stealing people's creativity. I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't watch any other people. I come on here. I've been live like all day for the last week and a half. Come on, Mike. Grow some balls, Mike. Good night. This dude, Mike, man. Put him in the injury tent with Makuba. Put this guy in the injury tent with Makuba. Get to some more supers here. Prince says, Leon is 43 years old and is still a virgin. He gone. Prince. I don't know how old Leon is. I don't know what he's doing, bro. I love Leon, though. I got love for him. He's a funny dude. He's got good comments all the time. Pretty funny. Yeah, look, Mike has to go through the chat. Yeah, I think that might be his second one too. He was crying a little bit ago when I never responded. You know, he's one of those guys that thinks he like walks on water. So when I was like, I don't really care to talk to you about whatever it is you want to talk to me about, I think he took it really to heart. He took it really to heart. You know, he took it really to heart. How could somebody not think I'm the end all be all? I don't know, Mike. Look at you. Listen to you, Mike. You sound like a fucking stiff in a YouTube chat, my guy. Wake up and smell the roses, or go and get yourself a honey, maybe. You know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe you got to go out and find yourself a woman. You know, I don't know if you can do that with your woman-like mentality. That might be a little bit of a clash, you know. Too much feminine energy attacking one another. Doesn't really work that way. You know, there's a reason God made man and woman, all right? They mesh. They fit perfect. Mike, you're acting too much like a woman to get a woman. Sorry, my guy. Figure it out here, Mike. Figure it out here. You got to be kidding me. Zander is Mike's idol. It appears so, Joe Whip. This is like a year later. He's still coming in the chat. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Mike. Oh, man, that's funny. That is funny. Let me see what's happening on the practice field today. You guys got me all distracted. You guys got me way distracted today. All right, here you go. Here's the practice report. Will not practice today. Zach Bond, back contusion. I think they just kind of make things up on this, honestly. Danny Gray, finger. Danny Gray, you want him to be on the field. He's vying for a spot right now. Andrew Makuba, shoulder out again. Devontae Smith, back tightness. No concern there. And Nolan Smith, concussion. That's interesting. All right. Look at this. Let's go to Mike, because I've been ripping on him, so I'll give him the chance to respond. Mike J says, amazing how you acknowledge Vic S for telling the truth and then say how hard it is. Your whole platform is based on manipulation. No, it's not, you Nimrod. We talk about the Eagles morning, noon, and night. I got an objective reporter in John. You got an Eagles fan in me, and you got a talk show host in Dan Silio. None of it is manipulation. It's entertaining. It's sports talk, and it's supposed to be fun for the fans of the Philadelphia Eagles. If you're so sensitive that you can't handle it, then go somewhere else. Nobody's begging for you to be here. Nobody wants your support, and nobody gives a fuck about your comments, because none of them have been worth my damn time, and I've spent too much time on you already. I'll meet you at the Fraser Gym, big guy. Platform is built on, what does that even mean? Platform is built on manipulation. I stream live all day. That's what the platform is built on. People come, they like to listen to me, they like to listen to John, they like to listen to Cilio, whatever it is. They like to guest. They like talking about the Eagles. They like talking about their favorite football team. That's it, Mike. If you can't see that, Mike, then I can't really help you. You might be dumber than I originally thought. And man, I thought you were pretty stupid. I thought you were pretty stupid, and you're proving that you're even stupider than stupid. I don't know what the next word is for that. Sig, I'm manipulating you. I'm manipulating you about Andrew Makuba. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. That's hilarious. Yeah, guys, that's an insult to the great people of JAKIB Nation as well. Sliger says, ain't nobody manipulated me, yo. Facts, Sliger. That's an insult. That's an insult to the great people of JAKIB Nation. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Primo says, Z, don't hold back. Primo, do I look like the kind of guy who holds back? I don't hold back. You know, I woke up in rare form today, and this guy, Mike, decided to join the show. All right, Mike. Sit down and shut up. I know this is more relevance than you've ever had in the last 5 years. I know it is, Mike. You let stupid own your show now for 10 minutes. Yeah, well, I also ripped you to shreds. That's part of the content, Mike. Mike, that's part of the manipulation, is you let some stupid people get some airtime every once in a while. You know, you let them breathe. You let the trolls breathe for a little bit. That's part of it. That's part of why people show up. That's part of how I've manipulated the fans to listen to JAKIB Sports. You're right. Can't even keep up with this dude. It doesn't even make sense. IQ 78. 78 to 82, I'll give him. 78 to 82. Manipulation 101. I'm teaching you all a master class in how to manipulate. Okay? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Jihad and Carter are also limited again, and Cam Jurgens limited again as well. So that's it on the updates from the injury perspective today. Nothing crazy there. Obviously, I want Makuba to get back on the field. I know that you guys, some of you at least, aren't as concerned about it. I just think rookie player early in the year. Remember what happened with Cooper last year? Cooper missed the first couple weeks of training camp, and Vic, as good as Cooper was, that still required Vic to say, I'm going to hold you off for a little bit. Like, this is why I said it's important on Makuba. If you want this guy to be the starting safety week 1, he's got to be on the football field. Got to be on the football field. So we'll see. But overall, not time to sound the alarm yet. Not time to sound the alarm yet. But we'll see. I'm waiting for some updates to come out on practice. It's just the injury report right now. I already read out everybody that's missing on practice today. The limited players are Campbell, Carter, Jurgens, and Munden. Munden says illness, so maybe he showed up a little sick or he's got the flu or something. I'm not sure. I'll see what John knows about that. See, like a guy like Zach Bond, they put out Zach Bond not practicing due to a back contusion. Yeah, I feel like that's just rest, right? Like they come up with something to put there. And Zach Bond, who is obviously going to be your starting linebacker, first team All-Pro last year, probably just keeping them ready to go for the season. So I think optimistic. I think positive. I used to question whether the Eagles' approach in early seasons and training camp and things like that worked. But you look at the last couple of years. I mean, we got to the Super Bowl in 22 with all 22 starters playing. Last year, we were extremely healthy late in the year. So I'm not going to question anymore what they do with that because it seems to work. It seems to work. So let's go to Mike again, who's still chirping. At least Dan allows people to talk back. Well, you obviously don't watch the show because I talk back to people all the time. You are a spoiled, entitled brat and don't know how to face pressure. We saw you as an emotional midget with John. Okay, Mike. Okay, brother. I know. That's what everybody goes to. You're an entitled brat. Okay. Why? Because I didn't sit here and take your comment. Mike, do you remember what your first comment was today, Nimrod? Yo, Stooge, do you remember what your first comment was today? Numbnuts. So Mike is the kind of guy who wants to come in. He wants to poke. He wants to prod. He wants to talk down on somebody. And then the minute that person stands up and says, fuck you, I'm going to come back at you. I'm not going to take your bullshit. You're a spoiled, entitled brat. It's always these type of people. I already speculated on his IQ, his testosterone. Go and get some replacement testosterone because you are not a man. You don't operate like a man. Okay, Michelle? You don't operate like a man. You're a pussy. That's what you are. You're a pussy. You come in here on my platform and speak about me in a negative fashion, and then I roast you because you come at me, and now I'm the spoiled, entitled brat. Mike, you're speaking in circles, big dog. You're speaking in circles. You're speaking in circles. Yeah, low T is right. Get on that trend. He needs it. Here's the emotional midget coming from the guy whose first comment was, what was it? You steal people's creativity. You steal their creativity. Okay, bro. You need a woman. That's what you need. But I actually don't know. I don't know if a woman would be interested. Typically women like men. I'm not really sure. That's funny. That's funny. All right, let's see if there's any updates coming. Prince checking in. He says, all right, who got cooked today? We have 1, Mike Manipulator. 2, Sig Lord. 3, To Be Determined. Sponsored by Prince Swayze. I love it, Prince. You come into the Thunderdome, you better not miss. You come into the Thunderdome, you better be ready. Oh, look, this is the other thing everybody defaults to. C24, Daddy's boy has her feelings hurt. Okay, so he's taking what I said, calling me a girl now. Pretty original there, Mike. And yes, my dad cares about his children, works very hard in life, and has created an incredible family with 5 kids. We all are best friends. We all love one another, and we all hang out all the time. And we have awesome, loving parents who care for us. Mike, I'm not sure what's wrong in your life, but there's clearly a lot more wrong than I shed light on today. So I know it's deeper. I can now tell that it's deeper. Maybe it's your dad. Maybe it's something. I don't know, but I'll say a prayer. Hopefully, you can find some resolution in your life. It's like, what do people want me to say? I wish I had a shitty deadbeat dad. I wish my dad was an asshole. I wish my dad didn't give a shit about me. Like, what? Who has kids? Who in the chat has kids? Who in the chat has kids? Who's got kids? Do you care about your children? Do you want to do things to help your children in life? Or do you want to be like Mike? I got a kid. You leave him out. You leave him out the pasture. You don't do anything to do it. You don't work for them. You don't try and help them in life. I mean, come on, man. Dumbass comment. I get that all the time, too. I'm like, why? Why is that the thing that everybody goes to? It's like hilarious. Yeah, my dad worked his balls off to take care of his 5 children. I didn't grow up rich. We grew up with no money. I didn't grow up poor, but we had no cash because my dad worked on everything and put all his money into educating and helping his kids grow. I'm never going to shy away from that. I'm never going to be embarrassed by that. That's never going to change how I feel about my father, my business, or anything. Like, I've always gotten such a kick out of that comment because I've got it. I get it all the time. Nepo this. I'm like, Nepo, you got to be rich to be a Nepo, don't you? Don't you have to be rich? It's funny. It's funny. Yes, if you're a father in the chat, abandon your children. That's the message from Mike today. I steal people's creativity, and I should hate my father. Okay, Mike. Good advice, my guy. That's good advice. All-Pro Coop is out there on the field. Look, here's Jeff Kerr shared up a video of it. I love watching Coop. I think this kid's going to be such a stud in Philly. I can't play the audio or else I'll get the copyright. So there's Ringo on the right. Come on. Does anybody see any poor hip movement there from Ringo? Look, Ringo's on the right side. That's Ringo, and there's Cooper on the left. Are you telling me Ringo can't flip the hips? Looks like he flips the hips pretty good here. I love listening to John about the flipping of the hips. He's like, I think one person made that up one time, and now people run with it. So pretty funny. Oh, my bad. Did I freeze? Am I frozen? B Pumper says Ringo hate is so forced. My bad if it froze. Sorry, guys. Ringo hate is so. Yeah, Pump. I'm Pump. I think my concern with. Oh, can't see it when you go full screen. My bad. My concern with Ringo is more so about you're in year 3 now, Pump. So, like, you got to get on the field, and if Adoree Jackson's already looking a little bit better and winning more of the first team reps, like, at what point does Ringo? It just doesn't work with Ringo anymore. You know, so I don't think it's as much about I'm out on the player is that I don't know if the timeline is lining up in Philly. All right. I don't know if the timeline's lining up in Philly. And that's probably the concern there. Oh, look, I love these videos. I love these videos. I won't make it full screen because then it won't work. I love these videos. Watch this dude. Elliot Shore Parks tweets out this. Tough day to be this guy. Look. Just the dude getting hit into the thing over and over again. I mean, that's brutal. That is brutal. That is classic. How do you get that job? How do you get that job? Good hit there. Who was that? Yeah, that's Mike. That's hilarious. I love those videos. I've always loved those videos of the dudes just getting beat up at camp. Just a dummy basically getting. WIP just tweeted out and said, this guy doesn't get paid enough. Yeah, I concur. Whatever it is, pay him more. That's funny. That's funny. Rome checks in. What's up, Rome? Fifth rounder with a tight hips draft analysis. Ringo just got to play and prove him wrong. He's big and fast enough. I agree, Rome. You can shed that easily. You get on the field, Rome, you start playing ball. Rome, I think a lot of that comes from he hasn't gotten out there yet. Like even last year, Rome, you know, when Slay missed time, they didn't even go to Ringo. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that this is a reason to count him out. I'm just adding the context that I think people speak about Ringo with, where you went to Isaiah Rodgers last year when you needed the corner. Like he couldn't even get on the field. He was the third string. He was the fourth string guy last year. You know, so I think people clump all that in and they're like, I haven't seen anything to believe in Ringo yet. And I think that's fine. I don't think that's unfair. You know what I mean? I don't think that's unfair, but I'm also with you, Rome, where get out in the field, prove them wrong, and everybody will shut up about the damn hips. You know what I mean? Everybody will shut up about the hips. So we'll see. Eagle Nation Law Firm. What's up, brother? He says, are we still going to keep under center stuff? That's the only thing I'm worried that KP will abandon. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's going to abandon that. I think Kevin Patullo is going to add on what they were last year. Obviously, they were a good enough offense to go and win the Super Bowl in dominant fashion. I don't think you got to come in and reinvent the entire wheel in this year. So I think Kevin Patullo is going to try and add on to what they did. And I'm curious to see. Do you guys think it becomes a lot more passing? Is it the same amount with a little bit of an addition? I do think where John is right, and I think everybody can agree to this. I do think they don't want to be bottom in passing. I'm not saying they want to come out and be this pass-happy team, but like Nick used to say, you don't want to be bottom five in anything. I don't think they want to be that low. You know, I think they do want to have a little bit of a more higher volume passing game. Now, I agree with the people who point out last year the numbers were mostly because of the how frequently they passed the ball as opposed to how efficient they were when they did pass the ball. I agree with that. So it's not about the efficiency or really improving the passing game. It's more about can you go to it more and keep the level of efficiency you had with a larger sample size? That would be my bigger question on whether or not, you know, how they grow the offense this year as opposed to last year. So we'll see. We'll see. Jimbo says Ringo is still a very young player. Hopefully it starts to click for him. I think it will, Jimbo. I think it will. I'm just worried about, like, it's got to click, but you've also got to get on the field. You know, like if it clicks when you're not on the field, at some point the business is going to get in the way and you're never going to be able to have the chance to showcase your talent and use your talent in games and earn yourself the contract and do all the things you want to do as a player, you know? So I think that's the issue there. That's funny. That is funny. Here's Donald. What's up, Donald? Good to see you, brother. He says, Ringo is playing one of the toughest sports towns in the country for one of the most talented teams in the league. If he doesn't like the criticism, it's entirely up to him to change our minds. That's true, but it's also just, you know, the town is tough and the team is talented, but, you know, he's been being given the opportunity to win the other cornerback job. He's got to earn it. It's all on him. It's not on the city. It's not on, and you say that. It's entirely up to him to change our minds. I agree with that. I agree with that. But we'll see. Philly Don checking in. What's up, Don? I think we see more RPOs with more of it involving the passing game. You think? I don't know if they go back down that road, dude. I don't know if they go back down that road. Let me see if anything else coming out from camp right now. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I think Vic's comment today on Adoree Jackson's actually interesting. It's time to show who he is or who he isn't. Doesn't that sound like a coordinator that wants Adoree Jackson to win the job? Is it just me? Do you guys agree? It's time to show who he is or who he isn't. And that's on Adoree Jackson. To me, that sounds like Vic wants Adoree to win that job. Or maybe mentally right now, Vic has him at number one in terms of over Ringo. Is that just me, or do you guys see that the same way? It's time to show who he is or who he isn't. You think opposite, Pumper. So you think he's more saying Keylee Ringo's got the job and Adoree Jackson's going to have to show me if he wants to win it? Okay. So a couple of you guys say that. Daz says that same thing. To me, it sounded like he wants Ringo. Now, I didn't hear it, Daz, full disclosure. I'm just reading the quote on Twitter and watching his mouth move. Yeah, Terrence says you got to listen to the full answer. Okay. I'll listen to the full answer, Terrence. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I will listen to the full answer. Okay, so a lot of you are saying opposite. So maybe it does sound like he wants Ringo, and if Adoree wants to play, he's going to have to prove it. Kevin Savard says, sounds like shit or get off the pot, as they say. We'll see. We'll see. Philly football program, no joke. Yeah, no, it isn't. James, what's your expectation for the Commanders this year, bro? Real talk, no shit talking you and everything like that. Just what as a Commander fan who's watched the last 25 years of kind of misery and watching Jaden Daniels take you guys getting close last year, getting obviously to the NFC title game, which was very impressive for that team. What's the expectation amongst the Commander Nation this year? Is it Super Bowl or bust? Is it, be good again? Is it Jaden Daniels becomes an MVP? Like, what is the expectation amongst Commander Nation for what the team can be this year or what the team is expected to be? James says, I know, Z. I think it's between us and you. Oh, well, I agree with that to some extent. I had the Cowboys beating out the Commanders. It's one of my bold predictions, and I understand it was a bold prediction. I don't really think it's going to happen at this point, but they're already getting some injuries. You already see how their camp's unfolding. I mean, Dallas is truly a shit show. Like, you almost look at the Cowboys, and while I know we love watching them suck, do you wonder if it's gotten to a point where Jerry, actually is, almost trying to not – he's almost, trying to not win. It's almost like he'd rather the headlines be about how dumb Jerry is than them being about his football team. Because at least they're talking about Jerry. I mean, if you think about it, if he signed Micah, if he did the things that a good GM would do, then people probably would stop talking about Jerry as much. They would probably talk more about the caliber of the football team. And right now, I think he loves that it's all Jerry all the time, because you're either talking about how stupid he is and that he doesn't pay his players, that he waits, that he makes comments in the media about him. I don't know. It's the Jerry show. And I don't think it'll ever not be the Jerry show, but I do wonder if that's in his thought process, if he just doesn't want the team to be good. I don't know. I'm a football fan. I know it's fun for the Cowboys to suck, but I liked the Commanders being better. It was more fun. It was more fun to have talent in our division. It felt better winning the East when you have talent in the division than when you got a bunch of scrubs. So I don't know. Maybe most Eagles fans don't agree with me on that, but I would rather our division be good, man. I'd rather be the NFC Beast than the NFC Least. Kevin says Jerry wants the media attention advertising dollars at this point. I don't know if that even improves advertising, but maybe it does. I know they're the biggest brand, but shit, a lot of negativity over there. Daz says now we have Commanders cockroaches coming out of the woodwork acting like Cowboys fans. Well, that's true. James follows up. He says, Jalen Hurts has proved to me he can work with whatever coordinator he's got, and more so far. I respect that. I agree, James. That's a good takeaway. That's why we love you, James. You've always been pretty fair, pretty objective, pretty good football mind. Ian East checking in. What's up, Ian? Fangio couldn't have been more candid. He thinks Adoree is ass, and there is nothing behind Jalix and Nolan. I got to listen to that full presser. I was on the air, so I'm going to listen to the full presser. Brad says, F that. I love seeing Cowboys fans miserable. That's fine. I agree with that. Texas T checks in. I think the Giants will sneak a few games. Yeah, we'll see. Texas T, why do you say that? Do you think it's because of the is it because of, like, do you like Jackson Dart? Do you like the coach? Do you like the roster? Like, what? Where's your thought process on that? Because I'm actually not a Dart hater. I think Dart has a potential to be a decent quarterback in the NFL. I don't know if he will be or not, but I think he has the potential to be. Dart is legit, Hollywood says. Yeah, I don't dislike him. That's for sure. Eagles Nation says, we kept the fullback. Did we do that just for show? I don't think you do that for show just because, I mean, remember, the owner also commented about it. You know, he made the comment too. So I don't think it's just for show. Texas T follows up. Texas T, thanks for getting back. She says, I think they have a pretty good defense, more than people are admitting. Texas T, you're definitely right about that. That defensive line is really good. And I think it maybe even goes a little bit deeper. I have to look at what their secondary looks like and stuff, but that defensive line is nasty good. I mean, all those edge rushers that they got Dexter Lawrence in the middle. They got some dogs for sure. They probably have the best D-line in the East. They might have one of the best D-lines in football, actually. Brad, I'm with you. The offense is just kind of meh. I don't know. You know, I like Dart. I think Dart has a potential, but like I said to you guys about Makuba, Dart on a 5-year timeline could be good. What's Dart this year? And does he even play? It's probably going to be Russ. I think it's going to be Russ. Russ fleeced the Giants for that last paycheck. I don't know, Neil. I mean, what did he get? 10 mil? I don't know. I don't think he fleeced them. I don't know, man. 10 million for a quarterback in today's day and ages. You know, I don't think I can call that a fleece. Yeah, 10.5 million. It's worth up to 21 with incentive. I don't know, Neil. I don't really think that's a fleece, dude. And you're talking about the Giants here. They had Danny DeVito playing quarterback last year, or whoever the heck it was. You know, I don't know if I view that as a fleece, but Texas says, I think the defense will keep him in games and Russ will get him over the hump in a few. I think that's a fair take. Texas T, I think that's a grounded take. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're far off on that. I respect their defense. I believe the Giants will win their first 4 games. Who's their schedule? Are you kidding with that? They got Commanders. No, come on, Prince. They got Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs, and Chargers. Those are their first 4. You got to be kidding. You're kidding. I think you're kidding, right? I think you're kidding. We'll see. All right, let me double check on the updates from camp, and then I'm going to get out of Dodge. We're going to have plenty more content later on today. I got a couple things I'll run by you as well, a couple funny things. All right, Keylee Ringo starts 11 on 11s with the first team. Full pads today. Keylee Ringo's getting the first team reps. So Keylee Ringo, first team reps with the 11 on 11s. So that's good. I'm happy to hear that, actually. Jihad Campbell getting first team reps with Zach Baun out. So Jihad Campbell getting first team reps with Zach Baun out. Yeah, the video, I showed you guys the video of Nico Dean. For those who missed it, Johnny Mack put this up this morning. I mean, again, I don't know when he's going to be back, but I mean, he's cruising pretty good in that video, man. Pulling the sled. Not much weight on the sled, but I think he looks decent. I think that's pretty good progress right there for Nico Dean. So we'll see. We will see what ends up happening with that. Reed Blankenship just threw Saquon to the ground after a run and then immediately helped him up. Wow. Reed. Thoughts on a little Saquon around. I love it. Josh Uche first up at edge rusher in Nolan Smith's place. Jahad Campbell with first team in Bond's place. Ringo getting first work with the ones at cornerback 2 today. So it seems like it's Slager. I mean, if they have Campbell in first team with Bond and you're hearing that Blankenship is tackling Saquon, I haven't seen anything that explicitly says Campbell is tackling. But you would think that those two things would add up. You would think that those two things would add up. So we'll see. We'll see. Kimberly, I'll get it. Don't worry. I'm going to get to the supers. Vincent says, any draft pick you're worried about early? Vincent, I did read it, but I'll give you a little bit more time. Makuba, just because I think they're going to ask him to have the biggest role. I mean, even Jahad Campbell, Vincent, you got guys in front of him. You know what I mean? Like you got linebackers. So Makuba, they basically want him to be the starting safety. Now, maybe Sidney Brown wins the job, but it's Makuba for me right now. Prince comment on Leon. I don't want to read that again, Prince. He says, who got cooked today? Well, I'll double back to that. Kimberly says they're going to double down on the run with Dylan. Well, Kimberly, what's your concern level with Dylan and the Stingers? Because he's a physical running back, and he had 2 of them, man, in a row, basically. No, you're not an annoying fan. I got to do it. I don't even know where all the shirts are. They're in here somewhere. Let me do it. Who do I got? Let me look at that right now. Eagle fan says, Z, when are you going to take the vet and mail out the stuff? I know. There's a couple guys I owe giveaways to. It's all shirts. There's no jerseys left, right? It's all shirts. Yeah, I got your shirt. Bird Gang Girl, Fleming, Lucius, Kirsten, Cody K, and I think Joe Whip. Joe, did you win? Is that right? Ty Robinson still has a long way to go, no doubt. Eagle fan, let me see if I have these things. I think they're in this closet. Yeah, they are. I got the box. I'll give them more. I'll send them. I'll send yours today. You've been patient. I'll send it. My bad. One of those things that kind of just slipped away from me. Campbell first team reps. I saw it, dude. That's good news. That's good news. I'm excited about that. Campbell first team reps. Hurts just threw a touchdown pass to Will Shipley from 10 yards out over the middle. Look at that. Ringo starting is a good thing. Oh, that's Joe Casper, I think, that was taking all the hits, by the way. Philly Talk podcast tweeted that out. Shout out to Philly Mike. I like Philly Mike. He's dope. He's got a good show. R. Gravy says, people sitting at the light next to me were staring when Zander was screaming. I had to roast some people. Sorry, Gravy. Yeah, Prince, I agree. Hurts been attacking the middle a lot. We'll see how much they incorporate that. I do think, Prince, it's kind of a simple way to not make your offense overly complex compared to what it was last year, but get a little bit more volume in the passing game. I mean, Dallas Goedert is a beast over the middle. You know what I mean? Like, use him, find him a little bit more often. Even a guy like Jahan Dotson, you know, when all the attention is on an A.J. Brown and a Devontae Smith, get him the ball a little bit. I think you're going to see a lot more of that this year. Remember, Prince, the other thing I think people forget about Hurts, Prince, is last year was his first year where he really had the autonomy. Like, what does that look like as he develops? Most quarterbacks get the autonomy early and they slowly build more and more of it over time. Hurts really didn't have a lot of it early in his career because of Kelsey. Now that he's got it, where does he go? Like, I think the ceiling is so much higher than we think right now on Jalen Hurts because he hasn't even scratched the surface on what he can do at the line of scrimmage. He's learned, his buddies with Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. These were the guys that, they literally made their money. They won Super Bowls by calling plays at the line of scrimmage, by checking down, by doing all those different things. Hurts got a lot better at that from week 1 to week 20 last year, or to the Super Bowl last year. And I think with his ability to do that, he's going to be much better at attacking the different areas of the field and, having more confidence. I really think that, Prince. I think Hurts going to have a big year too, dude. I really do. Hurts development when it counted, no doubt. No doubt. Big games at the end of the year. Big games at the end of the year. R. Gravy says, if you had to rank the biggest concerns, what would it be? Safety, then cornerback, then right guard. Still think we need an edge. I'm a little higher on the edge rushers than Johnny Mack is. John's not real high on, I guess you could say just Nolan and Jalix kind of being what they need to be. But I'm a little higher on them. My concerns are probably safety first, then corner. I guess right guard. Like, I'm not really like in love with Tyler Steen or anything, but he's kind of got 4 Pro Bowlers next to him. So I think he's going to be all right. But we'll see. Z need a power nap. You're right, dude. I only got 4 or 5 hours last night. I couldn't fall asleep. I was working way too late. Does anyone work late and then you get in bed and it's like, all right, well, now I'm wired. Now I'm wired. It takes a while for the tiredness to set in. I won't be taking a power nap, though. Right guard is high on my priority list, and everyone is glazing over it. Well, Daz, maybe you're right, man. I do kind of think that we overlook it a little bit because Mekhi Becton was a big part of that running game last year, man. A big part of that running game last year. Any other things? Let me see if any other update. Johnny Wilson with a drop. Pumper! Johnny Wilson with a drop in 1v1s. Jahan Dotson with a nice route in one-on-ones versus Adoree Jackson. There you go. Jahan Dotson making some plays. Brian Pumper with a drop. Johnny Wilson with a drop. I'm literally calling Johnny Wilson Brian Pumper at this point. Rome, that's kind of how I feel. He says, as long as Lane is cool with our right guard, then I'm cool with whoever gets that position. Facts, Rome. I'm kind of in the same boat. If Lane's good with it, I mean, shit, then why am I worrying about it? Johnny, please. Elliot Short Parks. He tweets out Johnny Wilson with a drop in one-on-ones. Johnny Wilson is the next umbrella man. Yeah, Johnny Pump. I think unfortunately Johnny is your one that's the most off base. By the way, guys, how about that? How about that shooter last night, man? Sorry to go on a much darker note, but I mean, it obviously ties into the NFL. Shooter walking around New York City. I mean, shooting people with a people are nuts, man. Like, I don't get people. I really don't. I don't get what comes over people to do this type of shit. I really don't. So I'm praying for all the victims, man. I'm praying for the victims' families. Anybody that was traumatized from that or whatever. I didn't read too much into the story, honestly, because it just gets me upset. But Jimbo, you're right, man. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy world. Primo, I have no clue what the motive was or if it was ever revealed. I know the kid played football. Young dude, my age, 27 years old. 27 years old. I mean, you know, what? Why? 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 I just don't get it. I'll never understand that shit, man. I'll never understand it. So awful. I hate seeing stuff like that, guys. I really do. I really do. Shit knocks me off my game. I hate seeing stuff like that. So, yeah, and then I think he shot himself, I guess, on the, I don't know, on the 33rd floor or something. We'll see. Rome, it's the truth, brother. It's the truth, my man. Good and evil. There will always be a lot of both. Rome, it's the truth, brother. Dad, there was an active shooter last night in New York City, and he was at the building. I believe, was it the same building that the NFL has their headquarters? Is that right? Park Avenue? Or was it close to their headquarters? I don't know exactly the story, but open fire, couple fatalities. I want to say it was 4. 4 people died. Yeah, 4 people at a Manhattan office building. He was targeting the NFL headquarters, but took the wrong elevator. That's what Ari Myrov tweeted out. The shooter, Shane Tamura, left behind a note referencing a grievance against the NFL over an unproven claim he had CTE. I didn't know that. That's news to me. That's news to me. But awful, man. Awful. Awful. Twiz says, make bullying great again. Twiz, I tried to do a little bit of that today. Speaking of that, let me get off that because I don't want to talk too much about that. It's brutal, man. Brutal story all around. Brutal story all around. Praying for the victims, praying for the victims' families, and just awful. Just awful. I hate to see it. All right, so I went back and looked at the Q, guys, because I wanted to show you the context of what I was talking about when I was roasting Little Mike. So let me show you exactly what it is I was talking about when Little Mike. So this is January 22nd. Here's a screenshot from January 22nd. I don't know if you can see that. January 22nd, 8:29 p.m. Ready? This is the DM I got. This is the DM I got from Mike Rosenfeld at Mike J. Rosenfeld on Instagram. This is, by the way, it tells you how pretentious this guy is because this is how he starts his conversation with me. I absolutely hated your show for 10 weeks. ... Then, I started to understand a little bit more what you were doing. Keep up the great work. Period. That's Mike. Let me see if I can get that to focus. See that? I said, thank you, sir. Funny comment. And then he tried to explain to me I'm a neuroscientist and an optimization expert and how he could help me. And I passed on the offer. And that's when he went into a tailspin, and now you see him in the chat acting like a little crybaby. But I did want to show you that because I knew I remembered something funny from this dude. There you go. Mike, keep enjoying the show, my guy. This is back in January. We're now in July, 7 months later, and you're still watching. Still watching, still commenting. I'm still living rent-free in your dome. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. I'm a neuroscientist, optimization expert. Okay. What the fuck does that even mean? He's a therapist and needs a therapist. Sounds like it, my friend. Goofy, man. Thanks for distinguishing Little Mike from me. Big Mike, you are the main man, Big Mike. I appreciate you, brother. Oh, that's pretty funny. I wanted to show you guys that because I knew you would get a kick out of it. I knew you'd get a kick out of it. Can't make that shit up. Now he wants to meet me at the gym. Meet me at the gym, bro. All right, bro. I'll meet you at the gym, bro. What are you, 8 years old? Reminds me of grade school. You'd be, yo, I'll meet you in the recess yard. Let's fight. All right, bro. All right. All right, buddy. Eduardo says, yo, one thing about Z is he keeps receipts. Y'all going to learn one way or the other. It's correct. I do keep receipts. I do keep receipts, man. I do keep receipts for sure. Ask Jason A-Team about the receipts I keep. Oh, that's funny. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. An optimization expert. Like, what the fuck does that even mean, bro? Who deems you to be an optimization expert? Shit, ChatGPT could help me optimize better than you. Prince, I think I actually got a few of them, dude. You'd be surprised. There's some weirdos out there. Unfortunately. Lucky for me, I got a beautiful girl and I'm good. All right. ESP tweeted Jihad's been all over the field. Let me get some updates. Yeah, I see it. Jihad Campbell everywhere to start the team drill. Got the Saquon on a run, then hit Goddard at the end of a catch, sending the tight end to the ground. Here's Brandon Lee Gouton tweeted out, Jihad Campbell sniffed out a short throw to Goddard to blow up the tight end as soon as the ball got to him. Actually knocked Goddard to the ground, which he apologized for. Eagles have pads on, but the starters aren't live tackling. So that's good news. That's good news. Here's Elliott tweeted out, Hurts with a really nice anticipation throw to A.J. Brown for a 15-yard completion. Love it. Love it. Good to see that. Elliott tweeted out, Ringo has had a really good 1v1 session so far. So good news. I mean, look, I said it at the start of the show. I don't want to write off Ringo yet, but at some point you're going to have to get on the field. So today he gets on the field, first team reps, and looks good. That's a good start. That's a good spot. That's a good start for him to kind of start to, as you move along camp, I think you're going to see people separate themselves a little bit. It's too early to have anybody separated right now. But I think you'll start to see that. Uche just got a sack against the second-team offensive line. So we'll see what happens there. See, I thought they said Smile Munden was limited today, but Kerr just tweeted out the Eagles have Smile Munden in first team in dime. Different look. That's interesting. So in the dime package, they have Smile Munden in first team and linebacker. But we'll see. Look at Primo just shared. Oh, I don't have my screen shared. Look at Primo just shared with me. Primo just tweeted this to me. Psychiatric help, $5. The doctor is in. There you go. There you go, Primo. Thank you, Primo. Can't make this shit up, man. Guy was glazing me in my DMs 7 months ago. Now he wants to come in my chat box. Now he wants to come in my chat box and hate. Because I didn't want his psychiatric help. That guy would probably drive me to drink if I got his psychiatric help. I'm not even a drinker. He might drive me to drink. Daz, I love this. He says, I'm actively hunting another M3 after watching you and your brother and those new vets. Y'all got my car blood flowing again. I love it. I love it, Daz. I appreciate it. All right, everybody, I'm getting out of here. Great practice so far today. It's not over. We will see how it kind of continues to develop from here. But overall, I think a lot of positive in practice so far, in camp so far this year. It's not something to overreact. I'm not saying, hey, we're going to go win the Super Bowl. So for all the people who are like, it's camp, shut the hell up. And then for all the people who are doom and gloom, I don't think you got to be that either. I think so far you've seen some good things. You've seen some good splashes from a significant portion of players. I think that's positive, but we'll see how they continue to develop. Brad, no Ty Robinson update. At least I didn't see any today. But, and I agree with this, Donald. You've had some good comments today. He says, this is where we start to separate the men from the boys. I agree. Like always, great show, my boy. Go Birds. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, dude. So hit that like button, everybody. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And a big shout out today to all my haters, including the suckers and the losers. I love you too. I love you too. See you next time, everybody.
EAGLES. Eagles.